I barely saw Will for the next few years. I couldn't bring myself to talk to him. I suppose it was silly of me. After university, he went travelling, seeing the world. I stayed at my house. It's hard not to live in the past sometimes, when you have so much time to yourself. I wish my husband Robert had had more of a chance to know Will. I don't know if he knew how much I loved him when he was growing up. He was such a happy, playful boy. And then he changed. I had such hopes for Will and all the things that he would be when he was a man. But life goes on. I was in the garden. Things do have a habit of getting overgrown if you leave them too long. Will would occasionally send me a postcard from somewhere foreign on his travels. I was still angry at him, but I worried too. He was just off somewhere, before the travel writing became his job. I got up to answer it and tripped, twisting my ankle in the garden. It hurt like the blazes. There was no way I was going to be able to stand. But the doorbell had gone again. I called out for help. I heard footsteps around the side of the house. Will had come to visit after coming back from travelling. I'd ignored him for so long. I never made the effort to reach out to him, but he never gave up on me.
It'll be all right.
He looked after me anyway. I saw, inside the man he was, the same kind boy that I knew. I don't claim that I'll understand some of his choices.
Let's get you inside.
But inside, he really always had been the man that I wanted him to be. Kind and strong. I'd missed that, blinded by only one part of him. He was still everything I could have hoped for. He was even kind to a fool like me. I'll never forget that.
Grandma grew up in different times. She loves me, and she understands that I love Harry. I get that that makes her uncomfortable still, but she is trying. I should go see her this weekend. She kept on telling me what a real man should be like. That's not me. But I think I'm okay. I'm the man I grew up to be, and now I'm thinking about marrying Harry. But is this me? Us, now and forever? I love Harry, but he just wants to be here, in these routines. Are we two different people? He built this life for us. I went off and traveled, and he made all this happen. I need to get ready for the day. Love isn't unique. It's common. I was in love with Sarah once. That changed in the end. I'm going through the motions, but not going anywhere. Marriage won't solve that. I need to fix myself, not suck Harry into this.
My first day at university. My parents drove me in a car stuffed full of everything I owned. I'd been a bit nervous all day, but I felt full-on terrified when we got to the student village. I've no idea how well I did at pretending to look confident. If anyone else noticed, they didn't say. They were probably doing it too. Paul always liked Will. I doubt my biological dad would have. Looking at all my things in the boot of the car, I never knew I had so much stuff. I went inside first. I had a room to myself in a shared house, and we already had the keys. I don't remember where we got them from. Mum or Paul must have picked them up from the admin person, I guess. Walking into my dorm room for the first time, I kind of remember how it felt for me. I never thought back then how it would have felt for Mum and Paul. Soon they were going to drive away and go home to an empty house. Just a few more boxes, and their kid wouldn't be living with them anymore. I was unloading in a dream. I had a room that was all my own. It seemed unreal. Cheap carpet and a thin mattress. It didn't matter. It was my space. It had 4 walls and a door that I could lock. I was frightened, sure, but also excited. I had my own key and all the stuff that goes with that. Having a room and being 18, yes, of course I was thinking about dating. I guess everyone was. We all probably felt like we weren't... I don't know. There's that thing at 18 when you are acting more than being. We all feel like everyone else has the secret of confidence. Wait, no, cute is the right word. I wasn't really thinking about sexy back then. I felt so adult, but I had so much growing up to do. It's funny to think back, like this, now. It was really busy for those first few weeks. Will must have been around at lectures, but I was caught up in meeting housemates and learning the basics of living away from home. The next time I remember seeing him was through the window of the Union Bar. I remembered he'd looked back at me on that first day, and it made me smile. The Union usually played the dancey stuff. Higher State of Consciousness was still on heavy rotation, but sometimes they played the better stuff. Blur, Pulp, a bit older stuff like In Spiral Carpets, but not often. As much as it was tacky in there, I miss it too. It was crowded, hard to talk, and the floor was sticky from spilled Alka-Pops, but it was fun. After I'd seen him at the window, I wanted to talk to him. Maybe more. I pretty much went on the hunt. Finding Will wasn't easy. I definitely wasn't the tallest person there, and the lights didn't help. It had only been a few weeks, but I felt like a new woman already. Or I was on my way, at least. Will always gave me a good vibe. I know that sounds weird, but there it is. He just felt like a good person. He was too. I joined in whatever the conversation was that Will was having. I've no idea what we talked about. I think I was pretty obvious in my intentions. We had a few drinks and tried to talk over the music before I pulled him outside. You know the feeling, the rush of anticipation? I was getting that so much. We went to sit just outside the bar. We could still hear the music, and the cold night air felt good. And that was when he first kissed me. We went to the cinema for our first proper date. We took seats in the back row, living up to that cliche. We didn't make our lives easier. There's that date night expectation if you sit at the back. We both fidgeted, trying to work out how to start. I kept on trying to look at him from the side to see if he was looking at me. I shifted in my seat a bit, letting my leg touch his. I was so smooth. I wanted to hold his hand, but he seemed to shy away. Or maybe he didn't intend that. The film had that guy in it who always acts crazy but then does lots of action kick-ass stuff. We weren't really paying attention, I think. It was like everything else faded out. I put my hand on his leg, he turned to me and did that shy smile of his. His hand was warm and dry, and his skin soft. He gently held the side of my face, turning me towards him. He closed his eyes and kissed me, placing his lips softly onto mine. We sat with our fingers locked together for the rest of the film, and when it was over we walked out, still holding hands. Did you ever fall in love so hard and so much you just knew it would have to end? It was my first time, but even back then, I think I knew deep down that's what it was. Will always gave the impression of confidence, like he always had a grand plan. I wish I knew if he saw that end coming too, like I felt it was. I don't know if that would have made how it went any easier. I'd been putting off unpacking all of my boxes, but the next day I finally got round to it. I got out the essentials, of course, but I hadn't felt very motivated to do the rest. I'd packed loads of my old books. Nothing really related to uni, I just liked having them nearby. When I was born, someone from my mum's work gave me a toy bunny. I know it's silly, but it makes me happy. My mum and biological dad split when I was 6. It was rough for a bit, but Mum, me and my brother Andy pretty quickly were happier for it. My bunny makes me think of those good times. I hung up a tasselled cloth scarf that was my mum's. She's a bit of a hippie. I put candles out. I think I thought I'd need to do romantic lighting. I had arranged to see Will later in the week. I was really falling for him. Is it weird to tell you this? I kept on changing my mind. It shouldn't have mattered so much, but I wanted the place to look nice. It's weird how long you think about such small things. The little choices are important. I guess it didn't make any difference really, but I was happy when I was sure I'd got it right. I wanted to feel comfortable when Will came over. Will and I, it felt like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, and just as likely to burn us both as to make us happy. But what a lovely way to burn.